welcome back to Better Video. Welcome back to the channel, man. So this man got another widely requested video. You guys have think been wanting this thing for like 2 weeks or something like that. It's 5 of the most memorable moments in 1D history. So it is 32 minutes long. You guys usually know how I do it. I split this thing into 2 parts, blah blah blah. But today, you know what I'm saying, you guys like long reactions anyways. Hey, so I'm gonna just react to this full thing today, just so that way y'all can just watch this full reaction, because you guys like long reactions. So I'm bringing you guys a long reaction for the day, man. And 2, it's only 30 minutes, so it's gonna fly by. Hey Angel videos, they are entertaining. So hey, we finna go ahead and get straight to it. But if you guys are new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button down below. On the way to 15,000 subscribers. And that though, hey, let's check it out, man.
Why is it zoomed in like that? No, we're not doing that.
Oh, for God's sake, Niall!
That girl had a camera
Hey guys,
malfunction.
welcome back to my channel. Unless you're new, then welcome to my channel. My name is Jasmine. I make One Direction videos here on Hey Angel, but I have my other channel, Jasmine Zaid, linked in the description if you want to go see my videos over there. Before I get into this video, I do just want to draw your attention to the sweatshirt I'm wearing. Even though you can't even see it, that makes me so mad. It's a Niall sweatshirt. It says Niall Warren. Heartbreak weather. Cutest sweatshirt ever. I have a whole collection of sweatshirts like this, like Louis and Niall and Harry.
Dang, this thing was uploaded a year and 2 days ago, because it's the 11th for me. So.
Sweatshirts. I made a TikTok about it before, and they're all from Shop Love Simply. They have some of the best One Direction apparel. The quality is so good. So if you want to go on Shop Love Simply and get yourself One Direction apparel, you can use my code Jasmine Zaid in all caps, just my first and last name, for 10% off of your order.
So hey, big sponsorship. Go crazy though. I respect it.
I'm really excited for today's video. So basically the idea behind today's video is the fact that a lot of people often tell me that they're thankful for my videos because they're brand new to the fandom, and some of the stuff that I put out really helps them learn things that they didn't know about One Direction and the One Direction boys. So going along with that theme, I thought I would actually make a video that really does kind of detail some of the important stuff in the fandom that maybe people didn't know about because they weren't here. So for today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some of the most memorable moments in the One Direction fandom. Just like events and things that have happened that will go down in history and be remembered forever by people who were in the fandom when they happened. Obviously, I couldn't make a One Direction video about their memorable moments without putting Zayn leaving.
Hey, hold up now. Just hold up, hey Angel. She got that Harry Styles album thing back there. Fine line. You know what I'm saying? Fine line. God tier album.
The band in there, because obviously that's very extremely memorable. So if you don't know, this all started actually a little bit before the actual day that he left. I don't know if you know this or not, but when this happened, it was in March of 2015 while the boys were on the Asian leg of their On the Road Again tour. Zayn was absent from 6 of the shows on the Asian leg of the tour. He was gone for 6 days, and the reason that he was gone is because he needed a break because he was too stressed out. That's what they were saying, like, to the fans. He needs a break, he's stressed out, he's gonna miss some shows, but he'll be back. Nobody knew when he was supposed to be back or really the details of why he was really gone. Like, they just said it was stress. That's it. There wasn't much more to it, and nobody really thought anything of that. It was kind of just like, oh, maybe he's having a family emergency. Some people were throwing around the idea that he was sick. We just knew that Zayn was going to be gone for a little bit of time on the Asian leg. Only a week after—
What's an Asian leg, bruh? You know what I'm saying? Let me look up One Direction Asian leg, because that probably Asian leg. That ain't even a thing, bruh. Due to stress. Dang, she said that exact same headline. Pulls out of One Direction tour after being signed. Off with stress. Dang, man. God bless. Asian leg though. I don't know what that means by that.
Zayn was first announced to be missing some shows because of stress and stuff like that, he actually ended up leaving the band on March 25th, 2015. Like I said, only a week later, which means his final show as a One Direction member was on March 18th, 2015 in Hong Kong. It was announced that Zayn left the band via just a Facebook statement. That was the only thing that was ever released talking about his departure.
On a Facebook statement, though? A Facebook? And I said, I ain't know that, bro. A Facebook statement?
The Facebook statement wasn't even written in Zayn's perspective. It was written in the perspective of one of their team members, and talking about how the boys would continue on as a four-piece without him. So the news broke, and immediately every single news outlet was all over it. There was articles all over the place talking about how Zayn left the band. Twitter was just up in shambles. I vividly remember everyone feeling like sick to their stomachs and mass tweeting about how upset they were. But when I say the world was shocked, I mean the world was shocked. There was not a single person who wasn't tweeting about this. Like every single company, even like candy companies and video game companies.
For real, bruh. Dang, bruh.
Like every single company, even like
Denny's, Diner, bruh, come on now, y'all supposed to be making food, bruh, and y'all back there. That's why people probably get mad with Denny's, bruh, because they back there supposed to be making food, and they over here tweeting about Directions stuff, bruh. That's funny though. Denny's, come on, bruh. Sneakers, dang, bruh, that's crazy. Dang, man.
Candy companies and video game companies and talk show hosts and radio stations and other celebrities. Everyone this day was tweeting about Zayn. He was multiple worldwide trends this day. Headline breaking news. It was just like the biggest thing ever.
Replace Zayn? Come on, bro. Zayn, come back. Replace Zayn. That wouldn't have even worked if you tried to find a replacement, bro.
Worldwide trends this day. Headline breaking news. It was just like the biggest thing ever. Even though this was such a huge thing that everyone was talking about, Zayn never mentioned anything about it himself. People were furious in the fandom. They were attacking him. There was even people recording themselves like burning their Zayn posters or like marking him out of their One Direction merch like with Sharpies, or like covering his face with stuff, or even t-shirts like covering over him, coloring over him. There was a lot of people who even jumped ship with Zayn. Like as soon as Zayn was out of the band, there was people who followed him out. Like they completely changed their profiles from One Direction to just Zayn and stuck with him even though he wasn't even doing anything yet. He had just left the band. He wasn't like immediately making his solo music right after that. But they still jumped ship and left with Zayn. So there was a lot of beef between the One Direction fandom and people who were leaving to just be with Zayn. Initially when Zayn left, it took a minute for the fandom to kind of get their bearings and to like get over the sad aspect of it. Because on the first day, the second day, it was a lot of shock, a lot of confusion, a lot of accusations being thrown around, people just being upset and sad because he was gone.
Yeah, and I can kind of know what they like. I wouldn't say I know what they feel like in that time of moment, but bro, have y'all ever felt so sick where you made yourself sick? No, hold up, that didn't make no sense. Have y'all ever like, okay, put it this way, right? I'm feeling completely fine, right? Stock market stuff. I lost a bunch of money in the stock market one time. You feel so sick. Super sick, bro, whenever you lose a lot of money in the stock market. So I'm guessing that's how they kind of felt with Zayn. Like, you wake up, like, I'm talking about, like, the whole time I was down on this position, which was just a position in the stock market, and I held it for like 3 days, bro. I was down, and every morning I woke up, I was just sicker and sicker, bro. I never wish that on nobody, but I kind of see it. I guess it. Okay, I'm stuttering now. I guess it kind of the same way with this right here. Like, you wake up the next morning, you like wish it kind of was a dream and jump like that, and kind of find out, you know what I'm saying, it ain't, you know.
Then a little bit after that, it kind of switched to this attitude where it's like, no, we don't need to be sad. We're going to be fine without him. We need to rebuild and come back stronger than ever so that we can prove to the world that we're fine and Zayn leaving is not going to affect us. That's kind of the mentality that the fandom like fell into a few days after Zayn left. They changed their mind. So when that phase rolled around, the fandom kind of turned itself around, and instead of being sad, they started cracking a lot of jokes as like a coping mechanism. A lot of jokes were being made about One Direction being a four-piece now, and about Zayn leaving, and about Zayn being gone. It was just joke after joke after meme after meme. It was just like a funny thing. There was a bunch of like vines being made about bye Zayn, hello OT4.
You thought it was over.
OT4. One. That's what y'all was talking about. OT4. Who was OT4?
Lego.
Copyright. Yellow, but yeah, you're not finna get me, bro. You're just not finna get me with that copyright, bro.
kind of like that. There was also like an award that was going on at this time, and it was a Kids' Choice Award that One Direction was nominated for. And I know what you're thinking, like a KCA, a Kids' Choice Award, like that doesn't really mean anything. It's not like it's a People's Choice Award or a Grammy or something like really important like that. But it wasn't about the award per se, it was just about the mentality behind it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was more about trying to prove that we can still come together and do things and win things regardless of the circumstances. We did end up winning the Kids' Choice Award, and that was a really important moment. I think, as cheesy as the...
just got told we won a KCAs. I guess so much really means I love those little blimp things too. I would love to hold a Kids' Choice Awards though, because I want to know if they're actually heavy. I don't know. I want to feel if they're weighted correctly. I don't know.
This all sounds. Back then it was important because we felt like we had something to prove, like I said, and then we did prove it. Things did end up getting quite messy again after Zayn left. After the whole, we can do this on our own, let's vote for the KCAs thing. There was also another thing that happened where Zayn was being popped, whatever you want to say, with the music producer Naughty Boy. They were seen together, and a lot of people knew that Naughty Boy was a producer and became even more upset at Zayn than they were before. They were pissed off that
because he left to go make music on his own. That's probably why they were mad.
He was potentially already working on music by himself.
Yeah.
Why else would Zayn be hanging out with a music producer? So the fandom resorted to bullying him. At the time it was hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I was like 15. I thought it was the funniest shit ever. I was like staying up until 3 a.m. making these like Diddy videos about Naughty Boy. But basically it was this app where you could go in and type a sentence, and then the app would generate it into some kind of song using those lyrics, where this robot would like sing it to you to the tune of popular songs like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. So people were going into this app and typing these horrible sentences about Naughty Boy, calling him greasy, calling him a sausage, and then turning me...
Hey, come on now, bruh. Come on, computer.
Calling him it to you to the tune of popular songs like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. So people were going into this app and typing these horrible sentences about Naughty Boy, calling him greasy, calling him a sausage, and then turning these sentences into these funny songs, and then posting the songs on Twitter, like taunting Naughty Boy, making fun of him, dragging him. Louis, if you don't know, ended up getting into beef with Naughty Boy 2 after this all happened. When they were working together, he openly like criticized Naughty Boy on Twitter by indirecting him and Zayn. But that's pretty much all of the events that unfolded following Zayn's departure from One Direction in 2015. Speaking of Twitter beef though, the next memorable moment that I'm going to move on to is One Direction's feud with The Wanted. The One Direction versus The Wanted feud is definitely something that's very, very memorable in the fandom, so I'm gonna explain it. Now, just for some preface, in case you don't know, The Wanted is a boy band that has 5 members in it, and they're British and Irish, just like One Direction. They were formed in 2009 via an audition process, just like One Direction. They weren't formed on the X Factor. They were formed by some, like, label talent audition thing. I really don't know. If you know for sure, you can comment down below. I just know that they were, like, they didn't know each other. And then they were put together in a 5-piece boy band. They later signed with Universal Music, actually, and they were managed by Scooter Braun. Now, it's really...
Why'd she do that, bruh?
Actually, and they were managed by Scooter Braun. Now, it's really hard to pin...
What's his name, bruh? Scooter. Let me see. Scooter Braun's. Oh, there he is right there. Scooter Braun. The American media record executive and investor. Scooter Braun. I don't know what's wrong with the guy. I mean, I don't know him. You know, I don't know what's wrong with him, but I guess somebody not good or something. I don't know.
Point what exactly started the feud between One Direction and The Wanted. I don't think it was like one single event that started this feud. It was kind of a gradual thing that was bound to happen. It unraveled kind of slowly and then just took off. One of those little things that kind of started a little subtle fire was One Direction winning 3 MTV awards that The Wanted was also nominated for. One Direction
you can't compete when you can't compare. You know what I'm saying? You just can't do it, bro. I mean, if you just not fitting that criteria, you just not fitting that you just not fitting that criteria, bro. I'm over here stuttering and John. You just can't do it, bro. I mean, you can't compete with you can't compare.
won them all. The Wanted did an interview with Chris Moyles after this happened, after One Direction won the 3 awards, and kind of hinted in there that One Direction is more successful than them. And obviously they didn't like that. He just openly said that to them, like, One Direction is more successful than you. After Chris Moyles told The Wanted that One Direction is more successful than them, they started kind of making jabs at each other in the media. For example, there was an interview...
It's facts. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't care what you say. Hey, the one you can stay mad. Yeah, because it's facts, you know?
That The Wanted did, where they were mistaken for One Direction. The interviewer mistaked The Wanted for One Direction, and instead of correcting the interviewer, the boys of The Wanted just went along with it, pretending that they were One Direction instead of correcting him and saying, no, we're The Wanted.
The fact that The Wanted are there,
Yeah.
just makes it
I
completely...
think The Wanted
The
are
Wanted are
cool.
the coolest band in the world. Coolest band ever.
Can't wait to see it.
Great guys. Love them.
I've actually met them and they are really, really cool.
Really good guys.
During the interview in which they were pretending to be One Direction, they made a claim that The Wanted has a single out that's better than their own single.
New single, new album next year. I think a collaboration with The Wanted.
No, I think The Wanted's got a new single.
Yeah.
Oh, The Wanted have got a new
Yeah.
single. Guys, buy it.
It's called I Find You, and apparently it's amazing.
Yeah.
Apparently.
It's a little
Retro.
bit
Retro, yeah.
According to us.
Isn't it much better than...
I'd buy it.
The Gadget came
Better than ours.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, they're pretending to be One Direction. So they're saying, oh, The Wanted has a single that's way better than ours. Trying to say that The Wanted single is better than One Direction's. It just seems like they were just really salty that One Direction was starting to gain more traction and popularity than them.
Salty,
They didn't
bruh.
like it. They continued to kind of make little pokey jabs at One Direction in the media like that. At one point, they made an open claim that Harry couldn't sing, and they were making fun of Harry and the fact that he wasn't even a good singer and stuff like that. So because of these
Now,
little jabs...
hold up. Now look at Harry. Now, The Wanted broke up, right? Let me look at them up. Let me look them up. Is The Wanted broken up? After the band broke up, The Wanted, they split in 2014. 1D split in 2015. Yep. Hey, you can't compete. Were you what? Say it in the comment section. You can't compete. Were you? Thank you.
jabs that The Wanted was making in the media and like openly calling out Harry for not being able to sing, Louis took it upon himself to start openly criticizing The Wanted during their concerts. So like One Direction would have a concert
Louis Savage
or show, whatever, and Louis would be on stage openly talking shit about The Wanted. The first like public Twitter fight that ever ensued between One Direction and The Wanted happened in November of 2012, particularly on November 20th, 2012. That's when a member of The Wanted named Max posted a photo of himself with Usher on Twitter. Zayn,
Usher.
for reasons unknown, I don't know why, commented on the photo and called him a geek. I mean, they already had like a little bit of a feud going on, like subtle little jabs here and there, like I said. So I guess Zayn just took it upon himself to take it a step further and just like openly called him a geek underneath his photo. Which, I mean, that could really be played off as a joke, which Max did try to play it off as a joke in the beginning. He responded to Zayn calling him a geek by saying, "That's right, gorgeous." Like, talking to Zayn, calling him gorgeous, like, "That's right, gorgeous, I'm a geek," you know? Trying to make it seem lighthearted and fun. Then he also tweeted like a standalone tweet, not a reply, just a regular tweet to his page that said, "There's no drama, we're just flirting." Just a bit of flirting. Once again, trying to cut the situation off before it got even further, just trying to pass it off as a joke, like, "Oh, he called me a geek, I called him gorgeous, we're done, it's not drama." But then Zayn was really adamant on making sure that people knew that it was drama, and that he was
For
calling
real.
him out. And that he wasn't gonna just end it like that. Zayn was not having any of that. He wanted to keep going and push it further. So then Zayn put out his own tweet that said, "Clearly some people are not familiar with flirting." So then Zayn responded to Max again and he said, "The first step is acceptance, hashtag geek of the week." But then Max replied, "At Zayn Malik, does that mean I'm in?" Kind of feeding into the drama at this point and no longer trying to cool it down. So then this was Zayn's next reply. He said, "I'm not sure why you're still talking to me, mate. Conversation ended when I called you a geek." And then Max responded again and said, "That's not very nice. I was just starting to like you and your R&B hits." So that was their little feud moment, just Zayn calling him a geek and Max kind of trying to fizzle out the situation. but then he kind of joined in on the fighting. He seemed to be trying to keep it cool, whereas Zayn was adamant on like not keeping it cool.
He was just
but then another member of the Wanted chimed into the drama and decided to participate as well. His name is Tom Parker. He jumped in and said, "I think One Stripes got his knickers in a twist, bro." The reason why he said One Stripes is
bruh, I don't know, bruh. Just, bruh, some people trash talk be so trash. Like, how you have trash talk, bruh? I don't know, bruh. Like, I wouldn't even get that. I think One Stripe. Oh, he's saying like One Direction. That's trash, bruh. It's trash talk is trash. I think One Stripes got his knickers in a twist, bro. That's the worst trash talk award. Go to that guy right there, Thomas Parker. Trash. What? Trash.
I think One Stripes got his knickers in a twist, bro. The reason why he said One Stripes is because back in this time, Zayn had, you know, the stripe in his hair, where he had black hair and then the blonde stripe in his quiff.
Still, though,
so when Tom said One Stripes, he was referring to Zayn's hair. Then Louis joined the conversation, even though he was never mentioned anywhere, but that's fair because Tom joined the conversation. So, I mean, I guess Zayn needs backup too. Louis jumped in and said, "Pipe down, bad boy." And then Tom responded to him and said, "Sorry, Sassmaster." But then Zayn came back to respond to Tom's original tweet about the stripe in his hair and said, "Mate, if I had a face like yours, my hair would be the last thing I'd worry about." Dang. So then Tom took it upon himself to post a picture of Zayn's, like, Take Me Home album cover thing with the caption, "Bradford Bad Boy," trying to make fun of him, trying to stir the pot because they were in this Twitter fight. But then Zayn replied to that and said, "Let's not even start discussing vocal abilities, boys. Would love to chat. Gotta run, though. Rehearsals." Max replying to Zayn and saying, "Enjoy rehearsals. Stay off the bud. It clearly makes you cranky." And
he talking about the gas. He talking about the weed, bro. Dang.
He said stay off the bud is because in this time period, Zayn was on a Twitter break because so many people were accusing him of cheating on Perry.
He wasn't talking about weed, bro.
And smoking marijuana.
I knew it, bro. I just knew it. I was like, bro, what, bro? But I already knew, bro. It had to be.
Which later we learned that he does smoke marijuana, obviously, but at the time that was never confirmed. It was just rumors, and Zayn was on a Twitter break because of it. So that was a really low blow when Max said to stay off the bud. It makes him cranky. Zayn actually is the one who ended the entire fight by responding to Max and saying, "All right, chlamydia boy."
Oh, Lord. Exposed, you nasty buzzer. Exposed, boy. Good God. That man, Zayn, talking like that. Sheesh. That's pretty tough, bro.
Entire fight by responding to Max and saying, "All right, chlamydia boy." That was the first Twitter fight that ever ensued between
That's crazy.
The Wanted and One Direction, and Zayn started that Twitter fight. So at this point,
And
I
won
mean,
the
the
Twitter
beef is
fight.
very clear. At first, it was just like, okay, we're making jabs at each other in the media. Then Louis starts talking about them at their concerts. Now they're publicly fighting on Twitter. People know that they don't like each other, and they continue to talk about them at their concerts. And it's just very clear that they don't get along. They don't like each other. But then comes the second fight with the Wanted. This one's a little bit more well known. Like when people talk about the Wanted feud, this is the Twitter fight that they usually bring up. So this Twitter fight ensued in April of 2013, just 5 months after the original one with Zayn that we just talked about. And this all began because Louis was on camera openly criticizing Jake Bugg. If you don't know, Jake Bugg is just like another British musician, and Louis was caught on camera openly criticizing him because back in this time, Jake Bugg had openly supported the Wanted in the feud between them and One Direction. He took the Wanted side. But the Twitter part of the feud started when Tom added Louis on Twitter. At Louis Tomlinson, "You even talk about us at your own gigs. Are you that upset that you didn't get in this band?" So then Louis responded to this and said, "Pal, we both know I wouldn't waste my time auditioning for your band. You humor me with your bad boy persona." Tom responded and said, "You were too busy wowing the judges with this." And then linked his X Factor audition. And the hashtags that he used are hashtag Louis got talent, hashtag nice work. Then Louis responded and attached an article with the headline that says, "The Wanted's Tom Parker, my failed X Factor
I love it so much, bro. Dang. I done got that second COVID shot yesterday. I'm tired as a bean. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to bed like an old man, 7 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Dang, but that thing make you tired like this? Sheesh.
With the headline that says, "The Wanted's Tom Parker, my failed X Factor audition shattered me," with the caption, "Uh-oh." Because I guess Tom did audition for the X Factor, but he never even got through on the X Factor, and he ended up being put in the Wanted in a different setting. Tom responded to Louis and said, "Yes, I don't need to call producers to beg my way onto a track over my friends in quotation marks, hashtag crybaby, hashtag loyalty, hashtag Louis got talent." Louis responded and said, "Naive. Interesting you have to entertain your many followers with lies. I actually think you could be the biggest twat on Twitter." Louis responded a second time and said, "Why don't we make your next single our movie soundtrack?" Trying to brag, like, "Oh, we have a movie, what do you have?" kind of thing. And then Tom responded and said, "I'd love to make the soundtrack."
Hold up, y'all beef. I gotta make sure that this upload went out. Can y'all see that? Nope, you can't. Let me put this in here. Y'all should be able to see. Can y'all see it? Nope. Alright, hold up. I'm trying to put it up in. Nope. Okay. I'm just trying to make sure that this upload went out 3 minutes ago. Okay. Yeah, it went out. Oh man, I don't even. But they be blocking. Oh no, it's still up. It's still up. Okay. Cause I just gotta make sure that went out. It's 12 o'clock, so this one uploaded I thought was gonna get blocked. YouTube just be.
Hashtag crybaby, hashtag loyalty, hashtag Louis got talent. Louis responded and said, "Naive. Interesting you have to entertain your many followers with lies. I actually think you could be the biggest twat on Twitter." Louis responded a second time and said, "Why don't we make your next single our movie soundtrack?" Trying to brag, like, "Oh, we have a movie, what do you have?" kind of thing. And then Tom responded and said, "I'd love to make the soundtrack."
Oh yeah, they do. Oh, okay. I thought that was the Thomas guy from the Wanted. I thought, okay.
Mean Girls 3, implying that that's One Direction's movie. Then Louis said, "Not a bad idea, actually. Maybe Max could ask Lindsay." And the reason he said that is because Max had this like weird, rumored, on-again kind of relationship with Lindsay Lohan, who's obviously in Mean Girls. And then Louis...
Wait, bro, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I thought it was Lindsay Lohan, though. That's, what she played off of? Rehab. God bless. Lindsay Lohan. What she play off of? Lindsay Lohan. Dang. Alright, I'm gonna stop pausing.
Said, "P.S. Enjoy the press from this." And then Tom said, "I'll enjoy the press even more when you come clean. Hashtag Narnia, hashtag it gets better." Now the reason he said this is actually in reference to Larry Stylinson and like Louis' sexuality. He said, "I'll enjoy the press more when you come clean," basically saying like, when you come out, when you admit that you're with Harry, then I'll enjoy the press, which is fucked up. Okay, I don't care who you are. If you're some kind of celebrity who's talking to another celebrity, why in the world would you reference their sexuality or out them or anything of the sort? That was really, really fucked up on his part, and a lot of people were really upset with him for it at the time. As they should be. I'm still very upset that he said something like that. So then Louis responded to that and said, "You clearly spend too much time on Twitter. Funny that face-to-face you act like a little girl. Good night, old friend." Oh my god, I want to see Louis and Tom get into a fight. Like, I want to see Louis fist fight him. So then, randomly, all of a sudden, here comes Liam to jump into this Twitter fight. Like, Liam seemed like he was going to put it out and, like, stop talking about it. Liam jumped in and said, "Hey, Tom, let's talk about your singing. Your amazing tone pierces my ears with every note." Why did Liam just jump in like that to be like, "Hey, by the way, you suck at singing"? Liam also said, "P.S. Tweet out when you have someone to speak to. Our drummer has more followers than you." Now that one got him. And then I guess Tom couldn't come up with a good response because he knows Liam was right. Their drummer does have more followers than him. So all Tom said was, "Oh, bless." And then Liam responded again and said, "I know it's embarrassing when you're shit, isn't it?" So then another member of The Wanted, who was never previously mentioned in any of the Twitter fights, a new member of The Wanted decided to speak up, and he actually wrote a twit longer, which I don't think you can do twit longers anymore, but back in this time, you were able to post, like, a long version of a tweet, like, big, long paragraphs.
And it'll just link it. It'll put the link in there, and then it'll be longer.
You wouldn't be confined to just, like, the character limit. So a member of the Wanted named Jay posted a tweet longer about the fight, and he said, "Dear Louis Tomlinson, please stop mentioning us in your gigs. We certainly no longer mention you, and it's time to let dead dogs lie. Your passive-aggressive style of speaking makes me cringe, and I wish you'd either have the Bullocks or some of your coworkers to speak truthfully, or the class of the majority of them seem to be silent. I'm not sure what's happened since we saw you at the X Factor, but you've done a sterling job of becoming one of the most overrated, arrogant, and not to mention insecure people around. Your shocking lack of..."
He said insincere people. That's what he said.
"Talent will only be forgiven by lots of humility and no strings attached friendship among your band. Louis, don't measure your worth in followers or money because they're fickle, and when they go, you might just feel worthless."
That's true. Hey, that's true. That's why every day I strive to be myself, bro, because at the end of the day, you can fall off pretty quick, so.
Really came for him. Like, before all this fighting was just like little jabs, like childish jabs, like, you can't sing. But now this, like, then Louis said, "This would be a lovely insight for your next book. You must have been a splendid student. Never forget you boys started this." And he's right.
Dang,
like I said from the beginning, the Wanted are the ones who stirred up this whole feud just because they were jealous that One Direction was more successful than them. So those are the two major Twitter fights that happened between the Wanted and One Direction. Not really One Direction, mainly just Louis, Liam, and Zayn. It was just one of those boy band rivalries. Something that's just very memorable because it happened. They were always making jabs at each other in the media, in interviews, on Twitter. They just did not get along, did not like each other, and it was very clear. They made that clear. So that's why it's so memorable. Like, One Direction fans hated the Wanted fans, and the Wanted fans hated One Direction stans. That was a wild ride from start to finish. But we must continue with the next thing. So the next, like, memorable thing that
Thanks for letting me know, though. Thanks for letting me know for sure, because it's like, I love One Direction, and I reacted to the Wanted one time on the channel. And I'd say that was about 3 months ago. Somewhere in that niche right there. That's when I didn't even know about this. I think I was. I can't even remember if I was reacting to One Direction or not at the time, but dang. Wanted. You're not allowed on the channel no more. I'm sorry.
I want to talk about in this video isn't really a single event on its own, but kind of multiple events that go under one broad category. And this category is just called, like, One Direction stans going to extremes. So the first thing that I'm thinking of, that I'm sure you're thinking of too, is One Direction fans hacking into airport security. This happened when the boys were in Auckland, New Zealand, and fans managed to hack into the airport security cameras just so that they could sit there and watch Harry do nothing. But this isn't the only instance of this happening. I don't know if people know this or not, but it wasn't just the one time when they hacked airport security cameras to watch them. They also did it to elevator cameras to watch the boys in elevators, and also they did it to hotel lobby cameras. Not lobby, but like the outside of the hotel. So like obviously there's not cameras in your hotel room. There's no cameras in there. But like in the hallways of the hotels, people would hack them just to watch the One Direction boys running down the hallway, going in and out, doing whatever they were doing. Another example of this, though, of like One Direction fans going above and beyond, is that one time when they legit tried to buy One Direction. The plan was for 23 million people to chip in $2 so that the fandom could buy One Direction out of their contracts and away from their management. And this was like,
bro, that's pretty day one-y, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, supporters doing that for you to help you out, like, and they, you know, contributing that much. That's pretty crazy.
Legit thing that happened. Like, there was a GoFundMe page set up, and everyone in the fandom was trying to band together and get everyone to chip in $2. And they legit set up a GoFundMe page that ended up having money in it. Like, people were actually donating money to try and get the boys bought out of their contracts. I don't know what ended up happening with this GoFundMe page. I don't personally have that information. I know obviously that we didn't reach the goal, so I don't know what happened with that page or with the money that was raised, but that actually happened.
Somebody's a millionaire. That's literally what happened. Hey, say what you want to, but that's literally what happened. Y'all don't know what happened to the money. Whoever created that thing, they go the whole time wasn't to send the money to buy them out. They'll go. They whole thing the whole time was to pocket the money. I'm pretty sure that's what they did, bro.
Then there was the time that two girls stole Liam's underwear.
No,
so basically,
Lord.
back in 2013, the boys were in Australia, and there was two girls. One of them was 13, and the other one was 14. who were trying to break into Liam's hotel room. So Liam was in his hotel room asleep. He later tweeted about this incident and said that he was butt naked at the time. So he was butt naked in his bed asleep when he heard someone trying to break into his hotel room from the balcony. And it ended up being these two girls, like I said, one 13, one was 14. So like preteen girls who were trying to get into Liam's room. So then later, after that happened, after he had gotten out of bed and stuff, he went out on the balcony and he found that his boxers were missing. Apparently, before this happened, he was in the ocean with his boxers on, and someone on his team had put them on the balcony so that they could dry in the air. But those two girls who were trying to break into his hotel room while they were on the balcony saw the boxers. They were red Calvin Klein boxers, and stole them. Later this same day, the two girls were actually tracked down by security on the beach with Liam's underwear. And they found—
You can't be serious, bro. What the hell?
Actually
What's
tracked
up?
down by security on the beach.
So they tracked him down to get his boxes back? That's crazy, bro. And see, Lord have mercy, bro. Yeah, bro. They was probably riding home like this right here, bro. Underpants on his head. Watch this, bro. They was probably riding home like this right here. Dang, what a thing. Alright, underwear on head. They was probably riding home like this right here. It's the craziest thing in the world, bro. It's crazy. Nah, they was looking like this. That's so crazy, bro. You his underwear? Come on, man.
With Liam's underwear. And they found them wearing
crazy.
the boxers. One of the girls was wearing Liam's boxers underneath her skirt. What?
You
Security
lying,
made the
bruh.
girls give the boxers back. When I say that One Direction stans go above and beyond what you would expect for a regular fandom, I truly mean it. I truly mean it. Alright, this next one's gonna get a little controversial.
Underwear,
but that's exactly
bruh.
why it's extremely memorable, so we're gonna talk about it. I'm sure you know where this is going. It's the very infamous Zooey's smoking weed video. So basically, if you don't know, on May 27th in 2014, there was a video that surfaced of Louis and Zayn in the backseat of a car smoking marijuana. In this video, you can't see Louis. He's the one who's holding the camera and he's pointing it at Zayn, but you can hear Louis's voice in the background. It's very clearly Zayn and Louis. In this video, Louis and Zayn—
Is this the video where they had got mad cause it got leaked? Is this the one?
in the back of a car that was taking them to their show that day, which was actually a show they had in Peru. Louis and Zayn were sharing a car, smoking weed in it, and filming the whole thing. In the video, they were making jokes about drugs and contraband and making comments about how this might come back and bite them, and openly criticizing the cops that were like next to them and laughing, just having a good time, being high, that kind of thing. So like I said, the video was filmed back in April of 2014 when they were on their way to Peru, but it didn't surface until May of 2014, like a month later, almost 2 months later, after it was actually filmed. Nobody to this day really knows.
Louis Tomlinson caught. One Direction Zayn Malik, Louis Tomlinson caught allegedly smoking pot in leaked video.
A month later, almost 2 months later, after it was actually filmed. Nobody to this day really knows how it—
Let's see. See, I would have never caught this. I guess she was so quick, or somebody was so quick to type this up, bro. They ain't even spell Louis right. They called that man Luke. You know what I'm saying? Boom, caught him because, you know, it's missing that, you know, blah, blah.
later, almost 2 months later, after it was actually filmed. Nobody to this day really knows how it surfaced. It's kind of suspicious when you look at it. Mail Online were the people who had the video and who watermarked it and leaked it and posted it, but nobody knows where they got it from. Obviously, Louis was the one recording the video. So how did the video get from Louis recording it to the media? A lot of people have a theory that the weed video was leaked on purpose and that Louis did it. There's lots and lots of conspiracy theories surrounding this weed video, why it surfaced, and why it surfaced when it did. The response to this weed video was insane, as you can imagine. I know I've said that sentence before, but so they received a lot of backlash from angry parents of One Direction fans who didn't like it, obviously, but they also received a lot of backlash from their own fan base. People were so pissed off that this video surfaced of Louis and Zayn smoking weed.
that
Like, it was
gas.
this horrible thing. There was people burning their concert tickets and throwing out their albums and being really upset, kind of like when
you
Zayn left, when
serious,
people were doing
bro?
the same thing. But they were just so upset by this video. The media was all over it. It was being reported everywhere. Everyone was talking about it. There was even One Direction fans who were making YouTube videos talking about their thoughts on it. There was master posts all over Tumblr, rants, tweets, everything. Like, it was just this huge thing. There was a huge group of people who were trying to defend them, saying it wasn't a big deal, leave them alone, they're adult men. Then there was a huge group of people who were just thinking that it was a conspiracy theory, trying to figure out where it came from, why it happened, stuff like that. And then there was a huge group of people who were angry, pissed off, could not believe that Louis and Zayn were doing
Smoking
drugs
that
together
gas.
on camera. So those are like the three different groups of people when this happened. There was a lot of Twitter trends that happened this day when the video surfaced. Some of them are really extreme and like graphic, so I don't want to really talk about them on camera, but people were trending very interesting things this day to try and get the attention about the Zooey video. There was a lot of people who were just completely outraged that the media was focusing on the Zooey weed video when in this time Niall had recently raised over $300,000 for charity, but nobody was reporting on it. Everyone was just talking about the Zooey weed video. So a lot of people were trying to
It's always the bad that always overpowers the good. Like, you don't, like, okay, you can do 10 million good things, one bad thing, boom, wiped away. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened right here.
and a hashtag for Niall to try and like focus the attention on him instead. It was just one of those really messy situations that had a lot of controversy behind it, a lot of different mixed opinions, lots of backlash. Something that people still talk about a lot to this day and has been the source of a lot of jokes and memes since it happened. I mean, the fandom grew up a little bit. A lot of people who used to be really upset don't care anymore. It's not that big of a deal anymore, but it is something that's going to be remembered for a long time. The next really memorable moment in One Direction fandom was when Harry waved a pride flag for the very, very first time. This happened on September 3rd in 2015 in Buffalo, New York at one of the Boys' On the Road Again shows.
Meet Chris and Mark. They've both heard of Bitcoin and Ethereum. But while Chris is using eToro to trade top crypto,
None of the boys had ever picked up a pride flag, even picked it up, acknowledged it, nothing. But on September 3rd in 2015, Harry picked one up. Not only did he pick it up, but he like ran around with it and waved it, you know, like he does for the very first time. This was huge. I cannot even sit here on this camera and describe to you how big of a thing this was.
Twitter blew up, didn't it?
It was a big deal. A huge deal that he did this. There was so much criticism going around in the fandom in this time because of Louis' rainbow apple logo thing and the whole Rainbow Direction project where people were trying to give LGBTQ plus fans visibility. It was just so ugly in this time period. Like, LGBT fans were begging for visibility. People were getting dragged saying like, oh, you're just making it about Larry, and it was just such a mess. Like, there needed to be something for like LGBTQ plus One Direction fans because there was nothing, and there was so much criticism going around about it. It was just horrible. So the fact that Harry finally just like openly said fuck it and picked up this pride flag, it was just such a huge deal. A lot of people needed that visibility. It made them feel so comfortable and safe and happy knowing that they had an idol who did that. Not only that, but like it went on to become like this huge thing. That was just the beginning of it all. That just marked the first moment of many. Because after that first time, he started doing it all the time, waving around pride flags, picking them up.
He even does it today, right? Yeah, this concert right here. He did in this one right here. Harry ain't never wore that same he ain't never wore the same outfit twice. So you can kind of distinct different, you know what I'm saying, lives from another.
And then on his very own tour,
that one right there, that's the one. That one too. Okay, now we getting somewhere. He does it a lot.
And then to his mic stand, and he put a rainbow in his guitar. Like, it just marked the beginning of like so much other stuff that was hugely important and still is hugely important. Hugely memorable moment. I can't even describe to you how memorable that is going to stick with a lot of people for a really long time. It was just
really long.
Huge. More honorable mentions though include the Mr. X thing and also RBB and SBB. The only reason I didn't talk about those two things in this video is because I did explanations of them in my conspiracy video. If you haven't seen my One Direction conspiracy video, go check that out. I explain RBB and SBB and Mr. X in depth, timelines of both of those. That's why I didn't mention them here, but those are honorable mentions too, because of course they're very memorable moments in the One Direction fandom. That's gonna be it for the most memorable moments in the One Direction fandom. I know that I didn't cover everything that might have happened in the One Direction fandom, or like big events that might have happened. I just tried to gather some of the biggest to kind of run them down for people who might not know, or who might have forgotten, or who just want to relive stuff like that. Yep. So yes, I'm aware that there's tons of other stuff that I could have put in this video, so if you have something that you want to mention, you can always leave it down below in a comment if you want to. While you're down there, don't forget to check the description box for my main channel. Also check out my social medias. I recently made a new Snapchat, by the way. A lot of people were asking me about what happened to the other one because I wasn't posting on it anymore. I moved Snapchat, so if you want to see my Snapchats and watch my story and stuff, you can add me on Snapchat. It's not JZade, but that'll be down in the description with all my other stuff as well as my P.O. box. Also, don't forget, if you want to get merch apparel, One Direction merch apparel from
this ain't even part of the thing no more, bro. She just sponsorshipping up the vid, bro. Anyways, man, hey, I'm finna get up out of here. But hey, if you guys did make it to the end, just say that you made it to the end. Shoot, I don't know, man, because these be longer videos. Y'all say y'all be liking longer reactions, so I want to see who actually makes it to the end. Anyways, one thing before we get up out of here, bro, y'all see the bag she got right here, bro? Look how long that thing is. Ain't no way she wear that thing like a cross satchel, bro, because that thing so long, that just be hitting your ankles down there, you know what I'm saying? Like, look how long that is, bro. You put that thing around your shoulder, bro, this thing go all the way down to your ankles, so you walking, boom, you just kicking that thing, boom. Boom, because it's so long, like it's gonna hit your ankles. Anyways, man, we finna get up out of here, but if you guys did enjoy the reaction, man, make sure y'all hit the like button down below. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button down below as well. On the way to 15,000 subscribers. And at the Spitball Quality Camera, I'm out to saying, peace out. Love you guys.